While fans know the DC superheroes Black Lightning, Thunder, Bumblebee, and The Question from the countless comic books and movies they have appeared in, but now their stories and many more are being told from a brand new perspective thanks to Academy Award winner John Ridley. And he is with us today to tell us more about the other history of the DC universe. John, it's so good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Very good to see you. I hope you're holding up.
Yeah, we're all holding up. We're in this thing together. But let's talk about you. You have so much going on. You are no stranger to comic book writing, obviously, especially in the DC universe. But tell us about the concept for this and how it came to you.
The DC universe, this is a rich mythology going back almost 80 years. And this is a mythology that I really grew up with. So the concept was to take this mythology, treat it like a real timeline. And it's a 5-part series of oral histories where folks from the Black and brown community, women, individuals from the LGBTQ community get to tell their versions of this deep, rich history. So there are moments, if you're a comic book geek, that you're going to recognize. There are moments, if you've just grown up in the world, that are married to real history, true history. And there are moments, if you don't know who Latasha Harlins was, if you don't know who Vincent Chin was, if you don't know what Executive Order 9066 was, if you can't remember what it was like to see Arthur Ashe win Wimbledon, these are moments in this story as well.
Yeah, now more than ever, it's important to tell stories from different points of view. So what was it like diving into these characters and creating these stories and these backstories? Because that feels a little overwhelming, to be honest.
It was like going through your family history, and there were moments that you kind of remembered, oh, who was that crazy uncle we had? And what happened at that one family reunion? And you start going through these books and these images and things that you've forgotten, things that you barely remembered. Most of these stories are from when I was a kid. Most of these stories were about wish fulfillment and, gosh, could I be a better person? Could I ever be like that? But then you start laying it out, these timelines, going from the early 1970s to the mid 2000s, sometimes looking at the same event from different characters, sometimes these characters interacting, sometimes they comment on each other. So it really was, a story that worked both horizontally and vertically. So overwhelming, very good adjective, but worthwhile as well.
How long does that take you to write something like that?
I hate to say it, we're still working on it.
Yeah.
The last issue is out in May of next year. We're blowing on the ink to try to dry it as quickly as possible. This has been like a 3-year project.
One quote said, "The other history of the DC universe isn't about saving the world, but it's about having the strength to simply be who you are." As I was reading that quote, I was thinking, with all your accomplishments, did you ever feel like you didn't have the strength to simply be who you are?
Yes, absolutely. When I was a kid growing up, a Black kid in Wisconsin, not a lot of Black and brown people around me at that time, you feel otherization, you feel that difference. And back in the day, that was it. You were other and you were different. But what is really important to tell everyone, but if certainly young people, you're not different, you're singular.
Yeah.
You're not other, you're unique. Embrace it, use it. You are the person who can change this world. And I think that's the most important message, again, for everybody, but particularly young people. And we are in a space now where people embrace that in such an amazing way. So, I hope this builds on that. To be honest, I don't think I'd be the person that I am if I didn't say at some point, hey, I am different. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But that was a hard lesson to learn. Nobody should have to learn that. People should be taught early on, you're different. That's okay.
So also this fall, you had the 2nd annual Social Justice Summit, Art Activated. Tell us about the event, and it was through your No Studios.
Yeah, so No Studios. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee is an amazing city. It's a great city. But unfortunately, by real metric, Milwaukee is the most segregated city in America. So with my sisters, with my family, we started an arts collective there to bring people together around the communal experience. That was so important for me in my life. But also, in recent years, 12 Years a Slave, Guerrilla, American Crime, these are stories that have social impact. Mm-hmm. So what we wanted to do was what we call Art Activated. That's our Social Justice Summit, where we bring people together, particularly artists, and talk about circumstances, situations, issues that are going on. I don't care if they're Democrat, if they're Republican, if they're conservative, if they're socialist. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you're really about working towards positive change for everyone, you're invited to our Social Justice Summit. It's an amazing opportunity for people who are about change to be about change.
Well, this has been such a pleasure chatting with you today, John.
Thank
Let's
you.
let everybody know where to get the book one, because he's still working on the rest of them, of The Other History of the DC Universe is available now at open and operating comic book stores and participating digital retailers. And for more info, visit dccomics.com. John, thank you so much. Be well and be safe.
Thank you. I deeply appreciate it.